That's right, and we're back live on Chicano Street, you guys. Part two. Let's go ahead and get into it. We're gonna bring Norbeez up in here that way we can go ahead and continue the great plática. Let's go ahead and do a part two, and let's go ahead and just stick to all politics. And this is what you guys wanted to talk about tonight. We're gonna go ahead and get into it right now. Do me a favor though, just hit the like button, hit the subscribe, do that one more time. That's all we ask right there. It just helps the algorithm. And then Norbeez, don't forget to stream to your audience and then give me the thumbs up, and then I'll go ahead and bring you up in the feed. Gracias to all the day wonders. Gracias to everyone in the members only. We're going to go ahead and get into the all politics section of me and news with Norbeez, you guys. We appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the day wonders. Appreciate everyone. We're about to get into it right now. But gracias everyone that's already tuning in, you guys. I was talking about why because people are looking for the answer. Was it time now for the Mexicanos and for the Chicanos to join the red wave? Why did that happen this time? Well, I believe there was a huge disparage and a huge disconnection between officials on the other side who were just pandering and trying to get politicians, and trying to get celebrities. Oops. Did you get in there? I don't want to bring you in too early. I don't know if you can. Oh, yeah. You're good. You're good. I just seen it on your end. All right. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. Perfect. All right. Perfect. All right. So you don't think the wars are going to end under 47? You think he's going to keep them? Because he had no wars under his administration and ended it with no wars. So that would be a different viewpoint.
I think he's gonna have a tough time, and like I said, he's gonna need the right people to back him, to give him great advice, because he's going to need it. I mean, it's what the Biden administration allowed to happen is it's a clusterfuck.
Mm.
It's a catch-22. I mean, fuck it. Trump. I don't even think Trump. That's probably why Trump got that one guy, because he's not gonna have time to deal with immigration. He's got he's got to show up for a lot of these countries to stop all this war, stop all this fighting.
Mm.
And he has a tough job. His first year is going to be tough. I mean, I would definitely I mean, if I was him, I would definitely pull out support from a lot of these countries that, you know, they started their fight, they're going to have to end it. We got way too many problems here to help you guys out. Sorry, but Americans are more important. And that's what I hope to hear from Trump. That's what I hope happens, that he does come out and say, you know what, guys, America's suffering. I can't help you guys. I'm out.
Mm.
Because that's what Trump needs to do to, make America great again. Because we just got way too many problems here.
So how
And
do you end? How do you end the Israel Hamas war?
you don't. You don't. You
Well, how do
Israel,
you do a ceasefire? You could do a ceasefire.
from what I hear, Hamas is willing to go to the tables now, willing to talk because of Trump. But Hamas is not going to give up Palestine. They're not going to give it up there, and Israel wants it by force, or by them giving it up.
How do you end
So,
the Russia-Ukraine war? You think?
I mean, bro, that guy's an actor. Actor. The Ukrainian president
Really?
is an actor. He is 100% a comedic actor. I don't know why anybody would take this guy serious.
Mm.
I mean, I don't know who's controlling them. It might be us. Low key, it might be us that's actually controlling them. That's why we're sending billions and billions of dollars over there.
Mm.
Mm, and we just can't. We don't have the resources or the time. America is suffering too much. Its people are crying for help. It's begging for help. Uh, the polls show how much the people are begging for help. Some heavy Democrats, leaning towards the right just to get Trump back in.
Mm.
It speaks volumes, and it and it definitely puts the Democrats in a bad place, and that's a good thing because they should be in a bad place. People need to stop believing the Democrats because all they've been doing for us is making life harder for us. They haven't been helping us. I would definitely say federally, the Republicans have been helping us more. Um, the Democrats have not, not even locally. They're just causing more harm than good.
They just want the vote.
They just want the vote. They just want the power.
Chingado.
They want the
Qué gacho.
power, and they want to make sure that we don't come out on top. We don't grow. We don't get any better. Uh, recently, our city council member from my district, Kevin the fucking pussycat, de Leon, he lost his seat.
You were rooting for him to lose his seat, cabron.
Yeah, bro, this is a guy that
I
got
was rooting
before.
for three cabrones on the Salinas City Council, and they all lost their seats.
Damn. Well, this piece of shit was caught on tape saying, talking shit about Boyle Heights. He said, which is his district. He said, "Fuck, I fucking the people in Boyle Heights are delusional. They're trying to create their Chicano paradise over there." I'm like, this motherfucker, aren't you Chicano?
Oh shit! They
You-
got that on a hot mic.
yeah, they got that on Mike.
Oh man, it's a wrap.
So
Wow.
thankfully, he got voted out. Uh, and we have this new lady. Hopefully, she comes through for Boyle Heights, because from what I gather, she's more closer to Boyle Heights. And this piece of shit that lost his seat, he was representing Lincoln Heights more, Eagle Rock, and downtown,
Mm.
because that's where he got the most money.
You
That's
know,
where
I
he
want to.
get.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, no, no. I want to keep it moving. Something else that's it's trending on all the feeds right now, and I'm
Yeah.
sure it's probably come across your feed. You've seen it. It's mass deportation.
Yeah.
That the narrative is that as soon as January 20th starts, your grandpa, your mom, your brother, your uncles, anyone that has brown skin, they're going to go ahead and do a Great Depression immigration raid, and everyone's getting loaded on trains. And I kid you not, it sounds ridiculous,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
there are people that actually believe this. And I'm telling the people that it's just going to be business as usual. They got to get the felons. They got to
Yeah.
go for the people that are on the run, that evaded the police. And the crazy thing is, they asked the border czar,
Yeah.
is there a way you can do this without separating families? And he said, yes. He said, deport the whole family. I know that sounds gacho. I know that sounds gacho,
That
but
does.
what there remember in San Diego there
Yeah.
was a lady that she got drugged to her van in the middle of a carne asada, and the
Yeah.
whole story said separating families, and
Yeah.
she was a narco queen. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
what do you think about the hype that all of a sudden January 20th there ain't gonna be no more brown people in the United States?
Yeah, right. That's never gonna happen. But I would say that that threat about mass deportation, I definitely think that's a reality. That definitely probably will happen. One thing that Trump's new borders are said, and this comment really stuck out to me because he could have said all immigrants, he could have said every single one of them, but he said it in a very specific way. He said the immigrants that Biden allowed will be mass deported. The ones that
Mm.
Biden allowed. Now, he didn't have to just say Biden. He could have just said all of them. Fuck all of them. But he said Biden's immigrants because, as we all know, Biden created these caravans. He's the one that went on fucking TV and told that all you guys that are suffering in your countries, Venezuela, Honduras, Bolivia, Colombia, come here. We'll give you asylum. We'll help you out. Which is why Kamala had to go out there and tell people, don't come. Don't come.
So
Yeah,
what do you think about
places.
the EBT cards getting discontinued, and the $350 checks allowances to all these 10, 11 million people getting discontinued? Obviously, it's they're just moving, the money for
Yeah,
what their interest is.
yeah.
Do you find that fucked up? Or do you think
You know what? The thing is that
America first? It should be our veterans and our citizens first. What do you think?
it should be America first, but like I've always told people, you gotta know that all these immigrants that we allow to come here, that Biden is giving asylum, are coming from countries that we exploited their land, and these people helped us exploit their land. We owe them. We owe the people that helped us out, because if we let them stay there, the people there are going to delete them. We can't just abandon them in their countries after them and their families helped us exploit their land. So the Biden administration is going to help as many as they can.
Mm.
And that's why we had all this influx of immigrants, all these caravans that are just coming through. They're coming through. They're not getting like pulled over. Hey, you can't come in, go back.
No, no, there's only 50,000 people in detention, including children, and they're trying to keep families together, right? Because people scream,
Those
they
are the ones in
scream,
detention. Those are
they
the ones in
scream.
detention.
Yeah, so that's like one out of the thousand, that try to
There's a
go through the port of entry.
there's a
10,
lot.
11, some people say
Yeah.
15 million came in.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't doubt it, because there's a lot of people that we owe as a country, because they're not letting Mexicans in like that. I'll tell you that much. They are not letting Mexicans in like that. These are all people from countries that helped us out, fuck over their lands.
Guero Vallejo says if he gets deported, he's going to Rosarito.
But mass deportation is going to happen because the Trump administration will now have the records of Biden, of everyone that he allowed to come in. Once the Trump administration gets those documents, they're going to go after these people and tell them, hey, you got to go back. Sorry. And that's why a lot of people are trying to get in. They're rushing in here right now to file paperwork for asylum, because that is what Biden, guaranteed them. He guaranteed them asylum.
Let me ask you this. Did Joe Rogan get it right when he says it looks obvious that there was a plan to get these people and put them in certain states to swing the vote, set them up on EBT cards, set them up with allowances, set them up with housing for 2024, and that plan started on day one of Biden's presidency? What do you think about what he said?
Yeah, it was good timing, because a lot of these countries were getting taken back by their people, and these people, we needed to help these people. So I wouldn't doubt it that they just realized, you know what, let's put two and two together, and let's get all these people over here. Fuck it.
And try to
And
swing the votes in the
yeah,
battleground states.
yeah, and obviously it all backfired. America was pissed, and then they showed up and
One of the
fuck.
biggest backfires, Norbeez, is did you see at the Kamala rally
Yeah.
where someone yelled, Christ is king, Christ is king? Oh, you're at the wrong rally. How bad do you think that hurt
Oh
her
my god,
campaign?
that was bad. I mean, if the black community didn't dislike her already, they definitely disliked her right there.
Is denying Christian roots hazardous to anyone's campaign in the United States?
I mean, if you're in a Christian church, yeah, yeah, it's definitely gonna be bad. If she
Does
was in
religion,
a,
do you
if she
think
was in
people
a,
vote based on religion?
definitely people do vote on religion, because their
It
religion
matters.
is their morals, and it matters.
Mm, it matters.
But I would say that one thing that recently that the Mexican president Claudia said that she will be okay if Trump does decide to mass deport Mexicans, and she will welcome every single Mexican back with open arms and help them out with whatever needs they have. But she did say if the US starts sending people that are not Mexican citizens, she will not allow any of those airplanes or buses or trains to come into Mexico.
No,
The US the
that's a
US would
nice
have, yeah. The US
that's a
would
nice
directly do that.
politically correct speech.
Yeah. Yeah. He did. She said, I'll take back my Mexicans. Everybody else, you're gonna have to send them back somewhere else, because the US is known for dropping off all their immigrants in Mexican territory. knowing that they're not from Mexico.
Oh, you mean they drop Central and South Americans off at the
In
border?
yes, in Mexico. So the
So it's,
Mexican president said, "No,
hey,
no,
save on gas way. I mean,
we're
what do you
not.
want to
We're
say? They're
the
saving on gas. I mean,
Mexican president. Nope. We're gonna turn those planes and buses right back. You're not bringing non-Mexicans back in here. Only
yes.
Mexicans. So
But what do you say? What do you say to the people that say, "Fuck, man, they're fleeing countries that have fucked up situations"? Though Norbeez, have a heart. He
I,
doesn't want to get canceled.
it's not a.
Norby's had to think about what he wanted to say because he's like, "Fuck, I don't want to get canceled again."
Well,
Just
here's the thing that like I've been saying, all these people, they pretty much a lot. Some of them not, but only because they're related. But they're related to somebody that fucked over their country. Let's get that.
mm,
Let's get that right there. That these people that are coming through are related to a person that fucked over their own country. They can't stay in their own country because now they'll get deleted if people find out that they're related to these people. So we are saving their lives. We're not helping them out. We're saving them from getting deleted in their own countries.
damn it,
And that and
damn.
that's and then that's the unfortunate part. They're guilty by association or because they're family members of the people that fucked over their countries.
There's
So
a
so
still.
it's
I
hard.
know.
It's hard to really, I mean,
Have a
I
heart,
feel have
Norby's.
a
Have a
heart
heart.
because it's hard to have a heart when one way or another these people are connected with people that fucked over their own people.
I mean, shit. If you want to put it that way, I mean that sounds gacho, man.
I mean,
No, you know what it is,
if
and
that's
it's
just
true that they do gaslight isolated incidents where like the Jocelyn Ungaray, the 12-year-old girl, that was kidnapped and art and killed in Texas, and then the Huera that got shot in the pier of San Francisco, the other Huera that got kidnapped and art and killed running through the cornfields going for a jog in the morning. They
yeah,
do get those isolated incidents, and I believe they do gaslight them.
yeah,
And I don't want people to get it twisted. That's not happening on every street corner of the United States.
no,
But I mean, most of the people that I talk to are either visaed up, have their micas,
yeah,
permanent residents.
yeah,
There's a small percentage still of the farm workers que no tienen papeles.
yeah,
I know there is. And it's fucked up for them to have to live like that, knowing, hey, if I ever catch a domestic, a DUI,
yeah,
I'm done.
yeah.
I'm done. But I do want to say this, and I don't know if you agree with me on this. There's a lot of people going wild on Instagram, mass deportation, resist, resist. Hey, you do you. At least you're in a country where no one's gonna lock your ass up for saying what you said.
Well, I do want to
But
say,
I'll hold.
I do want to put something in that part because I know for a fact if that doesn't happen in Mexico, if you badmouth the Mexican government, nobody's gonna lock you up. I can't speak for El Salvador, Honduras. Maybe it's somebody out here that's on
Mm,
the live chat could tell us if they would get in trouble if they did that in their country. I would want to know because I know in Mexico, we Mexicans talk a lot of shit, especially about their government. I
mm.
don't see too many people getting locked up over that.
This is what I'm saying. I'm holding the Trump administration accountable. 47. No excuse. You got the Senate and you got the House of Representatives. During this term, I'm calling it on a crystal ball. They will once and for all open up the national registry and they will take care of DACA. Mark my words.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. If I was Trump right now and I wanted to make sure a Republican wins in the next one, I'd do amnesty. He
Mm.
would he would fuck over the Democrats for a decade if he did
Yeah,
amnesty.
because then now he'd be the immigrants president. You see
Yeah,
what I'm saying? He would be like
yeah,
shit. He would be like my mom said she always loved Reagan because he did a lot of immigration, and my mom was one of those that
yep,
came
yep.
during the Reagan. So she loved Reagan for that. But I'm
Reagan.
predicting it on a crystal ball. DACA could end. Now there's some people that would say fuck you. This sounds ridiculous. There are some people that would say fuck your US citizenship because it's coming from him. That sounds absolutely buffoonery, moronic, and insane
It is.
when
It really is.
when these issues can come to an end if we just have to meet in the middle.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. You know, and speaking of that, I mean, there's this thing that's trending with these fucking stupid, crazy Democrats where they're making videos where they're talking shit about all the what they would say Latinos that voted for Trump. They're putting it out there like, hey, if you know somebody that's Latino voted for Trump, here's a number to ICE. Report him and his family. Get them deported. We don't need these people voting for Trump. Get them out of here. And it's crazy because that's probably the most disgusting thing I've been seeing trend. A lot of these people from all races just putting it on Latino men, not even women, men. They're putting it on brown people and asking the public to call ICE and just report them. It doesn't even matter if they know if they're legally here or illegally. Just call them if you know they're a Trump voter. That's wild.
Dang.
That's wild. It's like somebody calling ICE on you and your family just because you voted for Trump.
This same Democratic Party that said they're for
Perfect.
the people, that said
Yeah.
they're for unity, they're for bringing the country together. Now that they lost, all they're going to do the next 4 years is fear monger. And they sleep good at night in their little mansions. They sleep real good at night, pumping fear in you. Hate, hate, hate. That's all they're going to pump for the next 4 years is hate.
Yeah.
And I'm saying there's no excuse for having the red Senate and the red Congress take care of DACA, open up the national registry, get them all citizens,
Yeah.
deport whoever the hell you have to deport,
Yeah.
start with a clean slate. And
Yep.
guess what? Everyone that's here, everyone that has a tax ID or an EIN, everyone that went to college, there's all these different groups of people that have pathways to citizenship. Do it, Trump.
He should. He
Do it.
really should. And yeah, man, it's fucking disgusting. You know what's funny? This one guy was trending a lot, and he was a I guess you would say he's a Latino guy. You know the stupidest part about this is that this motherfucker was saying all these things about reporting Latinos, reporting brown people, and this motherfucker lives in Mexico.
Oh, shit. That's
I was
hey,
like,
what do you
how are you gonna tell
uh,
people from the US to do this and your piece of shit ass is living in Mexico? You want
up
more company
high
or
on
what?
a hill in a hacienda up high on a hill. The
Yeah,
rich get richer, the poor get poorer. Hey, what did you think about that comedian's comments about garbage when he was referring to the Hurricane Maria or whatever it was that
yeah,
went through Puerto Rico. It
yeah,
ravaged it, and since then they've never been fully able to recover the
yeah,
country, which is a U.S. territory of Puerto Rico,
yeah,
and so they ended up in making landfills of just garbage,
yeah,
and the own mayor has said we got this landfill problem. They don't recycle because they don't have a recycling system.
yeah,
And so one comedian said it's a dump and they're
yeah.
throwing it all on Trump. Did you tie that to 47? Or was it no
Oh,
shit? It was just a comedian who has no filter, no tongue, is unapologetic because that's his brand, and he's untied. He's on his own.
for me, it's all about perspective. It's all about perspective in the sense where had this guy not done this, people wouldn't put their eyes and ears towards Puerto Rico. Nobody was looking at Puerto Rico. Nobody gave a fuck about Puerto Rico.
Did you hear
Well,
about the FEMA products that were found in
who
warehouses too?
I didn't hear about that. I didn't hear none of that stuff about Puerto Rico until this guy brought it out. And then what did I do? Oh, let me look what's going on in Puerto Rico. This guy made the people look at Puerto Rico, something that Puerto Ricans couldn't do for themselves because they don't have the resources to put themselves out there so that people could know what the tragedies that are going on in their country or their
That's true.
place. Because of this comedian's, you know, remarks, he made America look at Puerto Rico and really dissect what's going on over there. He for I don't know, I can't speak for Puerto Ricans, but I didn't see too many of these celebrities making that are Puerto Ricans making news like, hey, you guys really need to check out my homeland because my people in Puerto Rico are fucking suffering. I didn't see J Lo fucking making commercials. Hey, my Puerto Rico suffering. Can you guys help? but she showed up at Kamala's shit.
And was crying for her for 20 minutes.
I don't see any of these people that are now talking shit about Trump that are Puerto Rican put Puerto Rico on the news to help their people.
So what do you think about Fat Joe's comments that said anyone that votes for him after that comment is despicable?
I mean, perspective. That means you don't give a fuck about your people. That means you don't give a fuck about Puerto Ricans. Because had that comedian not done that, America wouldn't be putting an eye on Puerto Rico. They wouldn't be Googling Puerto Rico. They wouldn't be, you know, putting hashtag Puerto Rico.
Man,
Nobody
this
was giving a
administration
fuck.
got a
Nobody
lot of
was
issues, man, to
nobody
deal
was
with.
giving a fuck about Puerto Rico. So if Fat Joe felt that way, that means he didn't give a fuck about Puerto Rico. That means he didn't want the people to know that they're suffering in Puerto Rico. And that's how I took it. I took it like, oh shit. I didn't know they were calling it a trash island. Let me go check out what's going on in Puerto Rico. And it's fucked up. The situation is fucked up. And he made sure that Trump knows it. All the America knows it. So America has to do something to help out Puerto Rico. Because as far as I know, it's still one of the US it's
Territory.
a territory, right?
It's a territory.
So we gotta
I
help
think they're
them.
gonna address it. I think they'll address it. I think there's a lot of shit to do. But again, that you're not gonna hear that unless you watch, media outlets that like
Yeah.
mine, like Chicano Street. We host all points and all of it, like Patrick Bet David. These are people that have different viewpoints from different people, but the conversation is a great conversation because there's different viewpoints. We're not trying to cut out people. We're trying to bring people to the table and have that conversation. When I heard that, I said, shit, it could have easily been Dave Chappelle at a Harris rally saying something about Mexicans.
Yeah.
And then no one would have gave a flying flip. But you got people like Fat Joe and you got people like John Leguizamo. They
Yeah.
think they speak for the people.
Yeah.
And I'm telling people they don't speak for the people. Don't
They
worry about
don't.
these
They
people
don't.
that are in their mansions that they can't relate. Because that's why the Raza left the Democratic Party, because they can't relate.
They can't. They really can't. And it's unfortunate, but it's a good thing that we now saw that celebrity power doesn't mean shit. And then that's a good thing because now the people can't be easily fooled by celebrities doing songs or saying we're with her or saying, talking shit about Trump. It's good that the people have now decided not to pay attention to celebrities and who they want to vote for. The same thing happened in Mexico where, the celebrities try to talk shit about the last Mexican president and try to belittle him and try to make him look bad and trying to support the opposition, which is PRI. And thankfully that didn't work out. And a lot of celebrities that were famous in Mexico are now considered trash, are now booed in concerts or movies that they the disrespect is incredible, but that's because the people realize that these people are really not out here for our interest.
They're in
They're
a
here,
bubble.
they're for their interest and whoever's paying them the most.
Kamala had a $1 billion budget. She
That's
ends
fucking
up
wild.
over it 20 million because of all the celebrities she paid. She paid for a Lady Gaga concert. She paid for a Megan Thee Stallion concert, Alanis Morissette.
Horrible.
She paid all these concerts because she thought that was going. Their strategy was, let's get the popular people. They got the most followers. And I think 47's strategy was, let's relate to the common people. And what do the common people do? They listen to podcasts.
Yeah, they do. They really listen to
They
podcasts.
listen to podcasts because here, yes, we know who our boss is. They'll whack us like they did on part one, where we had almost 100 people. And then all of a sudden, Norbeez, we went down to 30. They whacked us, but maybe they didn't like what we're saying. But here, they'll take the channel down and I'll be back the next day. Because
That's
at
right.
least if I help someone open their eyes and drop some scales from someone's blindfold, then it was all worth it. So don't
100%.
bite
100%.
into the narrative. They're going to tell you this. They're going to realize what they're putting in your heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a promise. It's not optimism. It's not how you can get ahead. It's not self help. It's not how you can grow. It's all hate.
It really is. It really is all hate, man. And I'm glad that the people are seeing this. I mean, California has a long way to go. I mean, the Democrats here have controlled so much of it. I mean, we have a long road ahead of us. That's for sure. As far as
Norbeez, will you finally admit who you voted for?
well, I said it before. I mean, I'm always third party, so I voted for. Oh man, I'm horrible with names too, man. I am
You
so
wrote it
bad.
in.
No, 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 no. I told everybody who I voted for. It was
Like George Lopez did. He insinuated Mexicans are thieves. But again, he's a comedian. They're supposed to be unapologetic. A comedian is never supposed to break it down, is never supposed to be like, oh, I'm sorry for this. I'm sorry. He's just supposed to be unapologetic. Once he breaks it down once, he's weak. Once you get seen as weak in any profession, whatever business you're in, once you get seen as weak, people aren't going to want to do business with you. So, of course, that comedian, whatever his name was, wasn't going to break it down
no.
because you know he's a comedian. That's right. Great
Yeah,
show, guys. That's right, Ben. I appreciate you, cabron. Chipmunk
yeah, bro.
says, Sleepy Joe called me basura. Man, that's gacho. But he's on his way out, man. He's on his way out.
Ah,
That's
yeah,
right. Because
man.
common people consume Ronald McDonald's chingado. Agreed. Disco super visto. You know what? We're going to go ahead and wrap this one up, Norbeez. I don't know if you're going to go live. I'll tap in if you do go live.
No, I'm glad we got through a lot of these
We
issues
got
that we
through a
want to
lot right
tackle,
here. We did
and it
all
was great.
politics
Yeah,
on part two.
we got
Why did
love.
Chicanos? Why did Chicanos leave the Democratic Party under this right now election? Why? Because they left the raza behind
Yeah,
in everything. The economy wasn't going to get better. She wasn't going to do any changes. It
no,
was going to be a copy and a paste. And guess what? The raza woke up and went red. Will they be red for the next 2028? I don't know. Only time will tell. If you don't capitalize on the next 4 years, it's going to be on you
it really
because
is.
unemployment, it's going to turn into a job market, not a job seekers market.
That's
And then
very
the
true.
interest rate is going to be. I actually have a plan that I'm putting into effect right now because I'm getting blown up by a lot of buyers already. So I'm going to have to work on something that's going to take like 2 months to work on it. But get ready to take advantage of the next 4 years, Rasa, is all I'm saying. Enrique Ledesma, appreciate you, my
Well,
boy.
you know what? I'm glad you said something about that because I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry to
No, I'm
interrupt.
just going to read the super chat. Go
Go
ahead.
for it. Go for it. Go for it.
He says,
Now,
let's make this segment of cross platforms a weekly normality. Let's talk about our tax cuts and the tax plan. He wants to talk about nothing but policies. They will be unfolding. We just still got to wait till the transfer
yeah,
of power, the gala where he's going to dance with Melania. They go through all the formalities. And then I think within a quarter, this is my prediction, within a quarter, the Fed and the interest rates are going to adjust and the wars are going to end all within a quarter. So I would say after April is where we're going to start seeing, we'll pull up some graphs and see the numbers.
yeah. I mean, from what I heard, they're already the feds are already dropping the interest rate. They already
Yeah,
started as far as
because
dropping it.
everything is a contract. Everything is a deal, an agreement. Even business, even negotiations with other countries, exporting, importing, everything is a contract. And this 47, I think, will reset all these contracts. If it was if it was Harris, she would have called everyone, laughed, and said it's business as usual.
Hey, well, okay, so let me just clarify who I voted for. I voted for Claudia de la Cruz. She's with the American. What party is she in? She's with the
The Grand
American.
Berets.
No, she's with the Party of Socialism and Liberation. That's it. That's her party.
Okay.
That's what I
Okay.
voted for.
You're in the,
I'm
hey,
always third party.
freedom to vote, man. It's a beautiful thing. Gracias, Norbeez, again, you guys. The second segment, because YouTube whacked the first one. All politics. We hit
Definitely,
everything, you guys. We are making this a regular segment. But gracias, Enrique Ledesma. Appreciate the super chat.
definitely.
Everyone that tuned in tonight, I appreciate you guys. Norbeez, thank you once again. Let's go
Thank you
ahead
to
and run
everyone
this
that came
one
through.
more time before the month is out, cabron.
That's right. That's right. Let's do that.
Andale, I'll let you go. Guys, hit the like button on your way out. We appreciate you guys, and we're out for this segment. We'll catch you on the next one. Thursday night, I'll be on Tres Chingones Boxing talking about the fight. And then Friday night, we're going to do episode 4 back on Chicano Street for Thanksgiving fight night. I'll see you Thursday, and I'll see you Friday.
There
Norbeez, I
you go.
appreciate you, cabron.
Appreciate you too, man. Have a good one. All
Cuídate.
right.
Take care.
Later,
Andale.
guys.